Previously on Yu-Gi-Oh!
Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So I'm going to be doing a deck profile today. We're going to be looking at my Danger Dark World Kashtira deck that I played during one of my local tournaments. So I did really well during that tournament off camera, but let's just get straight into it. I'm just going to showcase you guys what kind of deck I have, and let me know if you have any ways that you can improve this deck, and let's get right into it. So starting off, I have Triple Rainbow. So Rainbow is one of the big hitters for this deck. It likes to send Grapha into the grave so that it can special summon itself, and then once you have him on the field, you can basically go into your copy of Grapha the Dragon Fusion. So he's a really insane play, but I'll show you guys how exactly you get to him. So to start off, we just have the 3 rainbows, and we follow up with 2 Grapha. So you can have 3 Grapha, but I just run 2 just so I can have a little bit more consistency. You could probably drop one of these and add another Grapha. It's completely up to you, but I just run 2. You know, you discard Grapha, you can pop 1 card on the field, and then you can also just return any Dark World monster to special summon him from the graveyard. So he is very useful beat stick that you can just search for off of any other Dark World cards. So next up, we have Double Brow. So for Brow, you can definitely have 3 of him. I just choose to run 2 because he is a very good searcher, and I have kind of like another plan inside of this deck that can activate, and you will see what I mean in just 1 second. So that's enough for Drow. You know, you discard him, you draw 2 cards. Pretty simple. I have 1 silver, and you can run 1 gold and 1 silver, but I just choose to run the 1 silver because it's just much more consistent when he pops up, and I don't have to deal with a level 5. So for my one-ofs, you know, I have the Cerulean. Cerulean is just a tech. You can just bring him out randomly and have him discard Rainbow, and then Rainbow gets his secondary effect. So he's really funny when he pops up, but you know, it works. For my 3-ofs, you know, I have the Triple Snow. Now Snow is your searcher. You can basically just discard this card and add it to add any Dark World card from your deck to your hand, and you can also banish this to special summon a Grapha or something and return it to your hand. It's super simple effect. After that, we have our Triple Genta. Now Genta is also a searcher, but he is game changing if you draw into him, seeing as you can basically just discard him to add a copy of your Gates of the Dark World, then activate your gates to banish himself. You know, you draw your card, his effect activates at the same time, so he can special summon himself, and then that way you can do kind of like a chain block, since he activates first and you really need the draw. You can't really do a Ash Blossom or anything, so he's really good, comes in clutch. After that, we have our Triple Fenrirs. So Fenrir is a really good card just to have if you have no monsters on the field. You can basically just special summon himself. He searches himself, and when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can just banish 1 card on the field. He's a very good card, and you can easily get rid of an annoying monster your opponent may have. So for my normal summons, I have the Triple Kokimiro Guardian. So Guardian is a really good card, and if you're not sure what your opponent is running, you can just safely summon Guardian, and he is a free tribute negate. So if you're worried about a Nib, if you're worried about an Ash, just normal summon him before you start doing any of your plays, and you should be good to go. Next, we have 1 Jackalope, 1 Mothman, 1 Chupacabra, double Nessie, a Bigfoot, and a Salamander. So if you don't know what any of the dangers do, they basically all do the same effect. You know, if they were not the one that was discarded, you can special summon themselves, and then they draw a card. If they were discarded, they do different things. Bigfoot pops, Nessie specials, and so on. So they're just your, you know, your engine, so you can just keep on searching for cards when you need them. Salamander is a good one of when you can choose one card on your hand to discard, and then basically you choose one to discard and then you special summon the other one. He's very good to get you rid of your level 8s when you don't really need a rainbow or the Grapha in your hand. You know, you get rid of them, have them in your graveyard, normal summon any Dark World monster, and then bounce back with the Grapha. But that is it for the monsters. So let us move on to the spells. So for the spells, I am running one Dark World library or Dark World archives. So this is just a really good one of. You don't really need that many. You know, you activate it, you have it set on the field. If you activate a Dark World monster effect, you can basically discard one card and keep drawing stuff. I have one card destruction, very good. You know, you throw your whole hand away if you don't have anything good. And since most of your effects activate in the graveyard, you don't really need them in your hand. So I have one Harpy's Feather Duster, and now you don't really have to run this if you're not sure if your opponent runs spells and traps or not. So I just have this because it's a good one of, and you know, if they are doing a set 4 pass, you can just activate this and get rid of any of the annoying stuff that they may have. And just in case they do try to stop your combos for any reason, I have triple tactics talent. So I have 3 of these, which basically, you know, if they activate a monster effect during your turn, you can either look at their hand and return 1, or draw 2 cards, or even take control of their monster. Really good card, recommend 3. Next, I have one Dark World Ascension. So this is how you get into your Overlord Grapha. So just by having him, you only need one of these since it can recycle itself. So that's why I have one. You can have 2 of them if you want, but I just choose to run one for the consistency. And for my next to last cards, I have the 3 Dark World Corridors. Now this is a really good card, but please also note that you can only activate one of these per turn. But you basically add any Dark World card that you, Dark World monster you want, and then discard it, or discard one card in your hand. But it's really good to get what you need at the moment. And then last but not least, I have my double Gates of the Dark World. Now you can choose to run 3 of these, but I just run 2. It helps with the deck and how you can like just keep searching for those. But that is it for my spells. Let's move on to the extra deck. So for my extra deck, I run one Apollousa. It's a good link for monster negate. You know, you basically special summon a bunch of monsters in this deck, so you use them all for your Apollousa if you want to set up for the next round. Or if you go second, I also have Underworld Goddess. If they have an annoying monster on the field that you just want to get rid of, this is how you do it. And depending on who you're up against, you can side this, but I have a Dark Charmer. Since in my locals there's a bunch of dark decks, so I go into this and I bring back one from their graveyard, and then I link into a 3 or something, and basically just extend after that. Next I do one Muckracker, one Akashic Magician, one Saryuja, and IP, a World Sea Dragon Zealantis. These are really crucial, especially the Saryuja. If you go for 4, you basically draw 4 and then you place them back in any order. The Akashic Magician is also really good. So it's up to you to see what best play suits you. But normally what I do is I try to go for the Saryuja, and if it doesn't hit, I usually try to do an Underworld Goddess or an Apo. But Masquerena is also good, and if you can pull off the Zealantis, you should definitely do it. And then for the fusions, I have my 2 Dragon Lords. So I only have 2 of these because I only have 2 Graphas, and they get banished after you use them. So it's up to you if you want to run 3 and, you know, change them out in whenever you want. So I do have a side deck that I'm going to share with you guys, but I only run 2 of these. So if I'm going to be stalling, you know, I don't really have a play, I go for my good old Baguska, just summon them in defense and wait it out. Sometimes it stuns people, sometimes they, you know, they can't really do anything until the effect is over. I have a Dugaris if you just need an extra draw power, or if you want to boost the monster and try to go for the OTK. Next I have Dingrisu of the Evening Star. Since you do run level 8s in this, it's very easy to summon this. And if you have this out already and you use the effect, attack with it, you know, you could always just go into Zeus. And then you should have a 2 or 3 material Zeus, up to you. And then for the last card is the Down Magician. So that is it for my extra deck, guys. As you can see, it all depends on what you play during your locals, but this is what I found to be the best for me, and it ends up working almost all the time. So this is what I have cited for my local tournaments. So this can change variation on who you're up against, but Nib is, I heard, very strong again, seeing as there's no more Barone negates, Boral Sword negates, and all that stuff. So having a triple Nib in the side is also very important. And if you really want to get rid of annoying monsters, you know, you go for the triple Lava Golems. These guys come in handy, especially when you just want to get rid of annoying, unaffected monsters that you can't beat over. Just tribute both of them and have fun. I have 1-dimensional barrier just in case you run into that Synchro, XCs, or, you know, player. You can just activate one of these, and if you really want to, you can run one of those crossout designators as a crossout target if you don't want to get XCs locked or fusion locked, because, you know, they both kind of affect you. After that, I have an Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Now this card is an awesome tech card if you really want to call spell, trap, or monsters. You know, you can call spell and get rid of a lot of annoying stuff. I have a double evenly matched in case I go second and, you know, I don't really have anything to break their board. Just go into battle phase and then, you know, make their boards disappear. After that, I have double Lightning Storm, double Cosmics, and 1 Drag Down to the Grave. Now during my locals, I'm up against Centurions a lot, so I get to activate these and banish them from the field if I hit them at the correct timing. Lightning Storms are always good, and it's always good to see your opponent's hand. So this is just what works for me. You can obviously change this up to fit your playstyle a little bit more. But that is it for my deck profile today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be doing another deck profile coming soon, since there will be no local tournaments for the next 2 weeks. The next tournament coming up is going to be a cash tournament, so expect a video from there. But from that being said, that'll be all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.